I feel like everyone feels they have a chance against him because he's nice. They know he's a terrific player and he's probably going to bun them anyway. Let's talk about some positives, or the positive, the Starboy in our team, Bukayo Saka. Listen, when the match started, obviously I see he's up against Olaina, fairly physical player, just come back to England after a stint at Torino in the Italian league. I thought, and they're obviously all behind the ball. I thought, it's going to be just a difficult day in general today. And like I said, Aina is, keeping up with Saka for the most part. Like Saka really had to work hard, think to see how he can break him down, pass him, and all of that kind of stuff. But once we got cracking, we saw an Nketiah goal and stuff like that. It wasn't long after we saw Bukayo join the party, and this goal he scored, just picking up the ball inside, give it some space, ran onto it, just curled it straight into top bins, past Matt Turner, who I thought we were just absolutely cooking. You know what? I was so vexed that Arsenal sold Matt Turner to these lot before this match, but like he's poor Matt Turner with like debuting it, like what can you do? He's brilliant. Like Bukayo was absolutely brilliant. Like he looked in this match as well rested. I don't think for a long time he's looked rested and looked fresh, although he's still performing well in places. He just looked very, very good. This was the highlight of the match. It turned out to be the winner after obviously Nottingham Forest grabbed their goal. So good thing he scored it. What did you think of this particular goal?
The goal was just ridiculous, man. He's just adding different moves to his repertoire, and he's just like, now I know we've seen him do it once or twice, maybe even just the once last season against United that I can remember, but for England he scored a couple bangers from outside the box, and he's just becoming more comfortable now, where I know it's his left side, but he does like coming on the right side a lot, and he's kind of clocked that right-footed roof of the net finish. But this was just different. More than the curl, more than the technique, the power he got behind the ball. Matt Turner had no chance. Like, you could even tell the way he celebrated. He was just like, like that, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the one I've been working on. And it was just, phenomenal. This guy, you can't give him space. You can't give him half a yard, but he always gets it for himself. I think he kind of shrugs off. I think it is Olaina. He shrugs off, and then he just, wraps it, round the defender, top bins, different class, different gravy. I think that's goal of the month for Arsenal sorted. If we don't see anything else, stupendous come through the door.
Ali McCoy said I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that could be goal of the season. And that's on day one. It was honestly just a great goal, and Bukayo, I think for us, wanting stuff for him, even on the last podcast I heard you and Sam talk about the goals and assists, the tally you want from him for this season. Like 2 seasons ago, I think it was 11 goals he scored. I'm not sure on the assists, and again last season was 14 goals I think he scored. It has to go up. It has to go up, especially that and assists. I'm just thinking about other ways that he can improve as a player. I think that right foot, although you're saying it's coming along, which it is, especially with the finishing, I feel sometimes we need that option of going down the wing and just whipping it in with the right.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I don't feel like we may see enough of. I want to see him be a bit more bullish.
Okay.
I like, we always hear these pundits to be like, oh yeah, I love Bukayo, he plays with a smile on his face. One smiling, bro. Like you can smile in an arrogant way, like almost like how Henry used to do. I know that's very much kind of ingrained, that's more characteristic kind of thing. Like he's clearly a very nice boy, like clearly. But like in matches, like just be a bit more of a prick, if I'm allowed. Yeah, like you're one of the best right wingers in the world. Like, I feel like if you played almost with a chip on your shoulder, with a certain arrogance, a certain swagger, like you could intimidate a lot of these guys before you even get to the pitch. Like, I feel like everyone feels they have a chance against him because he's nice. They know he's a terrific player and he's probably gonna bun them anyway. But because he's a nice guy, I feel like these fullbacks feel like they can have an opportunity. So yeah, my improvement for him, like I said, his right foot and that, but more so it's a characteristic I want him to develop, especially as he becomes more of a man. How old is Bukayo now? Like 22?
22, I think. Maybe 21 going 22. Let's just quickly check that up.
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, I don't know. Maybe he hasn't had a
22 in September.
Okay, so yeah, we're not far. Maybe he just hasn't had anything to really, like, I don't know, some struggle in him that hasn't happened in his life. I don't know what it is. I'm just here chatting and speculating. But yeah. Well, how would you say, you know, he needs to improve, like, to become that number one best right winger in the world?
I think initially it's just the goals and assists, and typically he's normally a very slow starter for the season. And I think you can tell that he's really moving into like a different era of his career, and he's only 22. It's just ridiculous. But normally, maybe game 3 or game 4, maybe even game 5, then he gets his first goal. Maybe he's got like 1 or 2 assists. But now to come straight out the gate with a goal, obviously again it's the first game, so we'd have to kind of see over the next 3 or 4 to see if he keeps contributing. But starting early is only going to do him good, and being in more competitions that he's going to be playing in from the start, not like Europa where, you know, maybe he's coming off the bench or not playing at all, will go a long way to doing that. I think he just needs to continue being clinical. You know, I think in terms of your point about the personality, I think he's a killer, but I definitely think like he could, you know, you can definitely psych out some guys, you know, in the tunnel. He gives me the kind of vibes that, you know, like if someone came up to him and said, yo, we're saying, oh, good to see you today in the tunnel, Spud, he's going to be doing all that. And it's like, again, I don't know him. So, you know, you don't want to, I'm not going in on him or anything like that. But I hear you definitely feel like, mate, I hear you in the point where he can definitely be more of a killer, more of like a, you know, because when he scores, I can see he kind of has the, like even the way he celebrated yesterday, he's kind of looking, he's had a cheeky little smile, he stick the tongue out a little bit like, yeah, I'm that guy, it's me, a little lean on or holding the post, and there's a throwback to Henry. But yeah, I definitely feel like he just needs to continue knowing that he's that guy, because everything, the way we play, it's all from him. He's the one who kickstarts our attack. He's normally the one who makes the first, you know, movement in terms of getting us a goal or providing the assist. So just own it, you know, continue to own it even more. And I think that will just happen more and more as he continues developing and winning stuff. Because I think sometimes Henry started to get that more when he started becoming more of a winner, more knowing, you know, winning golden boots, winning assist boots or whatever you call them and stuff like that. So, but other than that, I just want him to become more clinical, and just show a ruthless edge. Like, you don't want me inside of your goalkeeper. You don't want it. I want 4 or 5 man to come over to him so he can do the reverse ball to next man. Or if I'm in front of your keeper, you know, you don't have to put your head down before, you know, it's going in. I want him to be a killer, because if he can get that side of his game to like Mo Salah levels of clinicalness or just getting more chances, then I don't think there's a way we're not leaving this campaign without a trophy, you know.
And Mo Salah is a good comparison, because I wouldn't say that Mo Salah is a complete, you know, arsehole or a prick like I'm here asking for. But there's and maybe some maturity. There's a certain level of Mo Salah that knows, like, I'm a nuisance, I'm gonna wreck your day, sort of thing. If you give me an opportunity to, you see what I mean? Like, I feel that definitely comes across with Mo, but although he is still very calm and like in nature, sort of thing. So maybe it's just a matter of age. I loved your point with on the Henry thing. I think the fact he hasn't won anything before might be, like, you know, how can I run it up if I haven't even won nothing?
Yeah,
like,
won nothing significant.
What I mean, maybe it's the case of once these players become winners, it's almost like we have something to defend. One, and two, I can puff out my chest a bit more, sort of thing. Like you're talking to a Premier League winner here, like whatever the case would be. So. Yeah, I mean, we're yet to see it. This guy's only 21 years old, like you say, 22 next month. Already one of the best players in the Premier League, one of the best right wingers in the world. So yeah, there will be for me to stay fit. He's seen a lot of football over these last few years. Stay fit, bro. That is the most important thing.
Literally.
Keep the goals and assists coming. And like we're saying, we just have to learn as a whole in the team, but you know, just that bit of edge, like the dark arts. Like there's nothing wrong with a bit of dark arts in your game, innit? Like
definitely,
and I feel that could definitely help take him to the next level.
Yeah, I think, you know, we see the talent is just flowing out of this guy. He just knows how to beat whoever's there. He knows how to beat him. He will get the better of you at some point. The one I did feel like, you know, not having White there all the time as right back because he was centre back kind of hindered him a little bit, but White was kind of finding his way to kind of connect that pod again and them to start doing their thing. But yeah, I just think there's nothing stopping him. I think I just want him to, you know, to really get to that point quickly this season where it's just, I'm unstoppable. And we can see it by the way he plays, but I want the numbers to back it up. You know, because when you look at his thing, I think last season maybe it was like 14 or 15 goals and maybe 9-10 assists, and it's not a bad haul at all. But I want to start seeing 20 plus goals, upper teens of assists, all comps, you know, and because he's 7 out of 10 all the time. You know, he rarely has a bad game where he's like he can't string a pass. So if you could just translate that into goals and assists and whatever, just key passes and all that stuff, then yeah, he's gonna be unstoppable because he already is, but the numbers will just back it up as well.